can join the weight loss challenge at any given time and just get started on whole foods. Plant-based is mainly the focus. We like to really be majority of plant-based. I eat about 80% of my 7 days a week to be plant-based. This is the challenge this week. Diluting calories. I found because of my hormonal havoc that's been going on, and I am now on supplements and herbs, and I really need to eat multiple times a day. I think maybe you guys might understand this. I've always eaten OMAD for the last 3 years, and now I'm at a point where I have to eat a couple of times a day, including a snack or some sort. This week has been about exploring how I'm doing my meal plans and a trial and error, if you will. So it's trial and error when it comes to how many times should I eat? Am I really hungry or am I not? At the end of the day, we all have to just be mindful about when we feel like eating. Mindful eating. So with mindful eating, you are being intuitive to what your body is telling you. Listen to the messages and the symptoms. We can still do intermittent fasting as well as mindful eating if you are having a realistic intermittent fasting schedule. For instance, I'm going from my 1 meal a day, meaning my usual window of eating was 2 hours, and I intermittent fast for 22 hours a day. With what I am dealing with trying to get my hormones balanced, being that I'm hypoglycemic, which meaning my low blood sugar needs to be balanced out and throughout the day. It is just so difficult to eat multiple times a day when you're only used to eating once a day. The other threat here is about gaining weight. So I think you have to gradually work your way up. What I've been doing is eating 2 meals a day and then taking a small snack and making that my actual third meal. So it's not so crazy. But the other thing I do want to suggest is to dilute your calories. When we're eating plant-based, you can work with a low calorie density chart. And for those of us that do not like counting calories, because that's me, I don't like counting calories. I know that my BMR is 1,363 calories per day. So that means that I'm just maintaining my weight with the energy that I spend on a daily basis. And that's basically without doing a lot of activities, a lot of rigorous exercise. You have to cut down your calories to be able to lose extra pounds, right? If the goal is you want to lose 10 pounds in a month or two, and you probably want to look at it as losing 1 pound per week is ideal situation. Now for me, I'm always in a rush. And I know that's part of being a perfectionist or just, the OCD in you or whatever. But I think that I can lose 2 pounds a week and do it in a way that is not so earth-shattering. Because for me as a faster who has fasted 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, and even 96 hours at times, but I did this on a regular basis. For me to have to count calories now, it's painful. On this channel, we probably don't count calories enough, and especially when you're looking at fixing hormones, and we're older now, over 50, so I'm 52 now. If you want to make a difference, I think that we certainly have to eat less in a way. That's if you're eating meats and extra type of items that you would not eat if you were a plant-based or vegan. Disclaimer, I'm not a vegan. I love vegan people and their discipline. So I have this estrogen dominance and I'm trying to get rid of that issue. Breast pain, there's a lot of extra weight gain when you're talking about a lot of estrogen flowing, and it's an inflammation, if you will. And so I need to definitely address the inflammation. And if that's happening to you, that's the same thing. You have to get to the root of the issue before that you can even deal with a weight loss issue. So if you are chasing the health, as I've said in a lot of past videos, if you're chasing the health, then the weight will eventually come off. But in this case, it's really a struggle because we are at a stage in our life that all the things that I'm saying right now just goes right out the window when it comes to the actual body doing its own thing at the age that it is. So back to diluting calories. So my plan of action, and I think we all should have a plan of action if you're going to be on a weight loss challenge, is to figure out how I can dilute calories as well as eat as much as I want. Because if I'm going to eat multiple times, I don't want to count every freaking calorie to get to this goal of, say, 1,200 calories a day, and then see if the scale is moving somewhat. So I want to be able to eat what I want until I'm satiated, and then, have it multiple times, whatever that looks like. So diluting the calories is about putting in the low end of calorie density foods and eating abundance of that and mixing it in with the higher calorie foods. So like if I was eating some ground turkey, say I was doing that, I would put 2-3 bunches of spinach in and mix it in, and that's diluting the calories. So you're getting a lower calorie count there than you would if it was just straight meat, right? The other thing is when I'm eating mostly plant-based, I would just do less of the starch, like say brown rice, not necessarily eating a full bowl of brown rice, but putting more vegetables like cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, that kind of thing, but making that abundant. So I might eat a huge plate. It could fill up a huge plate of broccoli and cauliflower. These are ways of manipulating the calorie count phenomena. You can do so many different choices. It's so unlimited about all the plant-based meals that you can make, but that dilute the higher end calorie density foods. So you're eating less of the higher calorie density foods and eating more of the lower calorie density foods. And the more of that you eat, you still have a less total at the end of the day of calorie intake. I hope that makes sense. So if you look at the low calorie density chart, it'll give you an idea of what you should be eating, or what you can eat, and which can be unlimited until you are feeling full. Again, trial and error. You can do plate positioning, which you just going to eye it and see how much of the starch do I need, how much of the protein, how much of the vegetables and fruit and look at your plate there and position it in that way. I know for me, I'm going about 1/4 to 1/3 of the plate will have starch on it. And then the rest will be vegetables and maybe a little bit of fruit. And so that will give you an idea what I mean about calorie dilution, but also plate positioning will make it easier and more simple. I don't want to make this more difficult for you guys because I don't want to make it difficult for me as well. And I want to make it easy for both of us so that it's just simple, right? It's just a simple meal plan. The third thing I would say is that we need to make it a lifestyle and not a diet in our head, because this is a lifestyle when you're eating more plant-based and you're eating more healthy types of foods that you can eat an abundance of that is considered low calorie density. If you think of it in that terms, that this is going to be my lifestyle and I am going to eat this way no matter where I am. If I have to go out and I have to eat out somewhere, then I'm still going to think of it as plate positioning. Now, we know that in restaurants, if you are eating out, that they tend to overfeed us. Usually you have enough on an entree that can feed 2 people versus 1. And if that's the case, then you take half of it away and just eat the other half, and then you have the other half for another meal, another day. But with the challenge right now, if we can eat at home most of the time, then you know what? you're already ahead of the game. All right. Well, that's basically what I had to share with you for week number 3. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. And if you'd like to see something in the next video, which will be the last video for the 30-day weight loss challenge, please do let me know. And don't forget that I'm on Instagram at RegEdited. If you like to see what's happening in real time, come check me out. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Remember, caregiving begins with you, and always keep searching for the perfect bite and balance. Cheers.